Actually, I'm a sick since yesterday, so I can take at least 30 minutes or 40 minutes today. Because it's a first class, I don't want to skip. That's the reason I came to online. So let's start today's session. It's going to be your first class today on class 1. Okay, so what we're going to learn, as I explained to you already, so we're going to focusing on completely on basics. So if you want to learn HANA, you should know some basic subject or topics. If you don't know these things, it will be very difficult for you to understand. So we're going to focus on these concepts first, then we can move to the what is a HANA and all those stuff. Okay. So today's topic is going to be, as we discussed yesterday we discussed that, right, there is a data. The data is divided into the two categories: master data and transaction data. Again, so we're going to discuss about we have two types of, again, the categories called OLAP and OLTP. So OLAP is going to be analytical online analytical processing system. OLTP is going to be online transactional processing system. So these two systems, or these two the servers are very important. So what type of data these two systems are going to store, that is exactly what we're going to discuss now. So let's talk about online analytical processing system and online transactional processing system. So first I'm going to talk about online transactional processing system, OLTP. So nothing but it is going to be day-to-day daily transactions what we're going to perform. For example, let's say, what is online transactional processing system? The best example is going to be ATM, right? If you go to the ATM center and if you insert your card into the ATM center, whatever the machine, so what happens immediately, it is going to ask you what is going to be your PIN number. So you're going to enter the PIN number, for example, one by one, 1, 2, 3 or something like that. Once you enter the PIN number, immediately what the system is going to do, the system is going to authenticate your account or login information in the backend system, the database, the backend database. So it is going to identify in the backend database, and it is going to find out your particular account, whether it is existing or not. Once it is found your account, then immediately it is going to look for what is your balance, right? So it's going to find out what is your balance. Based on that, it is going to show you that the transactions, it's not only balance, whether you have a zero balance also, it is going to show you the transactions options. Do you want to withdraw, or do you want to check your balance, and do you want to deposit? Yeah, we can do deposit also in ATM machine, right? So if I select the withdrawal option, then immediately it's going to show you that how much amount do you want to withdraw. For example, let's say I have a 10,000 rupees in my ATM, then immediately what's going to show you that how much amount you're going to withdraw. If I say 15,000 rupees, then what happens? It says that insufficient balance. What it is going to do again, it is going to again check in your database what's your balance. So this balance should match with this, whatever the amount you need to enter. Then immediately if you're going to say 2,000 rupees, it is going to withdraw the cash from this machine, 2,000 rupees, and immediately it is going to print you a receipt, and it is going to show you in the receipt what is your transaction you made today and what is the available balance and what is the current balance. Current balance is going to be 8,000 rupees. So this is the opening balance, withdrawal balance, the current balance. So you're going to get the receipt, right? Okay. So this is a common process for anyone who ever goes to the ATM center. Now what you need to do here is, if you understand this particular process for any ATM machine, what exactly happening here? what exactly happening here? It is taking a day-to-day daily transactions. Day-to-day daily transactions. Then these transactions are going to storing information in the database, right? For example, let's say some people, they might be go to, like, possibilities are there. They may go to the ATM machine couple of times in a day, right? They do a 3 to 4 transactions. So each and every transaction, whoever is creating, whoever is making through the ATM, it's going to store all this information into one particular database system. Okay, it is going to dump all these things. You can imagine that, for example, let's say ICICI Bank or any HDFC bank, how much transaction data they're getting through the ATMs. Not only ATMs, even through the online banking, and even from directly person to person, if you go to the physically go to the bank. So it is taking all this information into one particular database system. The database system is called OLTP, online transaction processing system. So this particular database is going to store day-to-day daily transactions on particular particular database. This is called online transaction processing system. Okay, now you can see that whenever excuse me, so whenever you've done the transaction, it's going to print you a receipt. This receipt contains information, but if you observe that this receipt contains information like a very less information, it is not going to provide you very detailed information. It's like very brief, and information is also very less. What is your opening balance? What is your, transaction you made, and what is your current balance, right? And what is the date of your transaction? That's it. Okay, if I go to again ATM, for example, let's say I want the last 8 months report. Do you think it is going to provide 8 months report? No. What is this ATM machine is going to provide the report to you? It is going to provide the report to you the last 10 transactions. Only the last 10 transactions. So what does it mean? It means that this particular system is going to provide you very limited information about, or very limited information, or very, I can say, like, very limited report on whatever the transactions you made till now. So it doesn't have the capability to provide you a report on this, but still it can provide the report to you that is very minimum information. So what we need to understand on this, this particular system is meant for transactional purpose, not for reporting. Not for reporting. Why? Because this particular system is getting the data, it is getting an input. Always it is getting an input, lot of data. The data keep dumping on this particular database every minute all over the India, wherever you do any transactions. In one Hyderabad itself, you have a plenty of ATM machines. What about all over the world, all over the India, right? So it is getting a lot of things. Then what happens? There is a heavy traffic. It's getting a lot of data, always input data is too much. At the same time, if anybody is accepting the output data as a report, then it says it's not possible. Reporting is not possible because we're getting on one side, it's a heavy traffic. At the same time, I cannot go ahead and say reporting is what? Reporting is nothing but, see, you're asking, what is the question you're asking here? I'm asking, I need a 8 months report. What does it mean? It has to, this particular, it's a question. Report is nothing but a question. It has to go through this particular database system, and it has to identify your account, and this is your account information, and look for what is a balance and find out it, and based on the dates, for example 01 01 20 20. Then you can say 01, 08, 20, 28 months transactions. So based on your query or system, whatever the question you're asking, it has to go through the database system, that particular OLTP database system, and it has to search for your account and find out and search for all the records matching with this dates range. Then what it is doing, it is performing some operation in this particular database. But what is this database is doing other side? The database is getting a lot of data. There is a huge traffic. At the same time, if you go start searching for the record, the performance will go down. So they said that it is not for reporting. Still, I can provide you a report. That's a very minimum information, like last 10 transactions or the latest transactions what you made. So that is called OLTP system, online transaction processing system. What is the OLAP system? So if you want to find out what is the OLAP system, now this OLTP system, we got the clarity, right? OLTP, it is a database system. This database is getting a data, a day-to-day daily transaction. Okay, so daily transaction systems, transactions reports or transactions information will be dumping onto this one. So it's not for reporting. This is what we'll learn now. So whenever you're getting a lot of data and dumping all the data into this, people are asking, I need a report. For example, 8 months transaction report. So then how this the banks are going to provide you, right? If you need 8 months transactions, what they're going to provide you is they need to provide this information to the customer. They cannot say that we cannot give you reports. So what they're doing is they're taking all this data and transferring to another database system that is called OLAP, online analytical processing system. What is analytical? Analytical is nothing but analysis. So whatever the search you want, whatever the number of data you want, whatever the type of report you want, it is a 8 months, it is a 10 months, it is a 5 years, it is a 3 years, we can provide all this information. But we cannot provide you here, we can provide you here. So we're dumping all this day-to-day daily transaction data into this system. This is a huge volume of the space. So once you get the data into this system, then we can start providing you reports on top of this. Okay, we call it as online analytical processing system. We can also call it as a data warehousing system, or we can also call this is business warehousing system, BW. Right. So what is this one? Whenever the data we get it, we're directly dumping into this. No, we're going to make the data models. Like what do you want? Customer data. This is a customer data. This is a transaction data. This is a location wise data. This is a date wise data. So we're going to connect all this data and join all this data. Based on this, we can provide you the reports to you. We call this is are data models. Data models. Once the data model is ready, then it is ready for a reporting purpose. This is called online analytical processing system. So this particular OLTP system, this is a OLTP system, contains a current data. What does it mean? I'm going to give you here OLAP, OLTP. So OLAP and OLTP. Let's talk about OLTP. OLTP contains current data or present data. OLAP contains old data or historical data. Okay, so that's the reason it is a day-to-day daily transaction. You can see only current data and present data. So once we're dumping all this data into this OLAP system, so it is like a old data or historical data is available. Since you have the old data and historical data, can I get my 8 months report here? Yes, you can get not only 8 months report, you can also get like whatever the number of years you want. So whatever the dates range you want, you can go and get the information from this one. So the system, the bank system or any kind of business, they're going to produce the data reports based on this OLAP system. That's the reason every company or business required a OLAP, and that is called data warehousing system or business warehousing system. People also call it as a business intelligence system. So in this, what they're going to do, this is called raw data. They're dumping all this data. The data is called raw data. Raw data in the sense there is no meaningful information. They're dumping all this information. Once they get it, this one, they want to get some meaningful report, then they're going to do attach joining this data with different types of information, like a customer information, transaction information, the location information, date information. So they're going to join all this information, producing a meaningful information that is called reports. This is called OLAP. So the difference in between OLAP and OLTP. OLAP is online analytical processing system which contains a whole old and historical data. OLTP is online transactional processing system which contains only current and present data. Right? So now we can go here and ask, what is HANA? HANA is a OLTP or OLAP. Then it can say OLTP system, online transactional analytical processing system. It is both. It is not one. What about SAP BW? Is it a OLAP and OLTP system? SAP BW is OLAP system. Okay. Then what about SAP ERP system? SAP ERP system. Is it a OLAP or OLTP system? It is a OLTP system. ERP system get day-to-day daily transactions. So from the ERP system, what we do, we're going to dump the data into SAP BW. From the ERP system, we're going to dump the data into HANA system. Okay, so it is a both OLAP and OLTP. But if you want to use it as only OLAP, yes, you can use it. If you want to use it as only OLTP, yes, both mixed scenarios, yes, it is possible. So this is a SAP ERP system is OLTP system. The difference in between OLAP and OLTP, it's a data, what type of data are we going to store in these two systems? Yeah, any questions here? Anyone? What is a OLTP and OLAP? Is it clear for everyone? Or any questions on this? Your mics are open, guys. Everyone, is it clear? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, good.
Sir, regarding data mart, can you explain data mart also?
Data mart. Yesterday I
Yes.
explained to you the data mart, right? Okay. The data mart, okay. The data mart is nothing but whatever the data you're going to produce, like, for example, let's say we're going to use it as a data mart system, even HANA. The data mart system is what? The data mart system is going to be, for example, you're using a HANA here, and you're using all this data, like different types of data, like as a backend database system. So I can use it for SAP BW, SAP ERP system, right? So these are the system we're going to use it as a backend system, the database. So whatever the data you're going to dump into this, it is going to create a form of tables. Okay, this tables contains a structure. that is called columns. So the column, the table is without a data, without a data. Okay, without data, only structure. Only structure without a data, that's going to be called a data mart for any table. That's kind of like a skeleton without a data. Fine? Yeah. So when you come to the next topic is going to be, whenever I say the next topic is going to be the ERP. Whenever you talk about the ERP, yesterday already I explained to you, ERP system has two types of the package. ERP is not a single system. It's like a group of softwares. Group of softwares. It's a package. It is not a single system. So we have here functional modules, technical modules, functional and technical modules. Both are available. So what is the difference in between functional and technical modules in ERP? Functional modules are nothing but, if we go here, we can say it is a SD, MM, HR, FICO, PP, right? It goes on. It's like around 40 plus modules are there. And technical modules, if you come to here, basis, ABAP, HANA, BW, BODS, BOBJ, few things are there. So what is the difference in between these two? Let's take about one functional module. Let's take sales and distribution. What is this? Sales and distribution is nothing but, it is like, whatever the sales happens in the business, we're going to talk about that particular process, completely related to sales and distribution, that particular products to the customers. There is a process on this, right? For example, let's go to a car showroom. I'm going to a BMW car showroom. Then immediately the representative come and ask me, sir, what are the cars are available in this particular sir, what is the car you're looking for? If I say, sir, for example, I need some XXX model. Okay, very good, sir. This XXX model is going to cost you around 50 lakhs rupees. Wonderful. Then immediately I'm going to say that I got a cash right now. I'm carrying the cash. I'll pay you the 50 lakhs to you right away. Can you please provide me this car right now? I need this car right now. Can you please give me this car right now? The sales representative is going to say a big no. Not immediately, sir. There is a process. I need to take your 50 lakhs rupees. Then I need to start creating a sales order. Then we need to create an invoice, and I need to check the stock available or not in the warehouse. Then I need to get the approval from my manager, all these things. Then we'll release your car. At the time, yes, you can get the car. Then what is this? This is called a business process. Every business has a process. It doesn't mean that if you have a cash, I can skip all these things. Simply taking a cash and giving a car is not possible, right? We need to process, we need to follow the process. Create a sales order, create an invoice, look for the stock, release the stock, then contact to the warehouse and release the car from the warehouse. They're not going to give you on the showroom, because showroom cars are always display purpose. Sometimes they will give it to you, but it will be a display purpose majority of the time. So this process being as like, I'm going to buy the car because I'm a customer. So customer doesn't understand this process. So customer doesn't know. Only who knows that one? The sales representative. Sales representative knows this process. Why? Because he's working on this particular domain called sales and distribution. So he knows the particular process and he has a very good knowledge on this. What about being as a customer? Being as a customer, we don't have any information on these things. That's the reason I said I want my car immediately, right? So the difference in between you and the sales representative is you do not have any knowledge on this one, and the sales representative has a knowledge on this one, right? So the functional module is nothing but you should have some domain knowledge. You should have some domain knowledge. What is a domain knowledge? Domain knowledge is nothing but that particular area of the business. What is the area? Sales and distribution is the area, right? So this functional module is nothing but function of the business. Functional module is nothing but function of the business. If your business wants to function properly, you need to have some knowledge into the business areas, sales and distribution, material and management. Material management is nothing but what is the in stock, what is the out stock, and what is like a balance. For example, let's say you're running a business, let's say Amazon, right? Amazon is buying, like otherwise take a car showroom only. Car showroom, I can say that my XXX dealership. Are we going to manufacture these cars? No, we are going to get the cars from the manufacturer called BMW. That is called in stock. Let's say I'm going to get in stock 1000 cars. Then today we sold out 20 cars. That is the in stock. This is the out stock. Then what is the balance tag? Balance is going to be 980. This is completely material management. They're going to manage all this information into the system, right? So that's the reason this is an area of the material management. The person who is already working into the warehouse, he can understand what is the opening stock, what is the closing stock, and what is current stock available, right? These are all this information. What about HR? HR is nothing but if any employees wants to join, for example, let's say I'll go to the interview today, I get selected in the interview. Do you think that they're going to ask you immediately join the same day? No. What they're going to do? They're going to, once you select it, then they're going to give you a date of joining. They're going to ask you whether this date of joining is comfortable to you or not, right? In the worst cases, if it is a really emergency, in very rare cases, they will give you the next day. Mostly they will give you at least a 1 week of time. Then what they're going to do in this time, they're going to create your employer records in the HR system, like a date of joining. That is called onboarding process. The only HR people can understand that process. We don't understand. Without like working into the particular area HR section, you don't understand. You understand I'm going to join in a company, that's it. But there is an onboarding process, there is an approval process, there is a budget process which is allocated to you, and they know they need to create all this stuff and get approval from all the management. Then your employee number will be created. Once your employee number is created, then they will be behind you. Hey, when are you going to join? Right? They don't ask you to join. If today 10 o'clock I completed my interview, they ask you, hey, can you join today itself immediately? Right now it's at 10 o'clock. No, that is not going to be possible, right? So there is a business process for any kind of business. That process is called a domain. That area is called a domain. The process is called a function, a functionality of the business. So that's the reason SAP started two different types of modules. One is called functional, one other one is called technical. What about the technical? So if anybody, let's finish it up functional module. If anybody wants to work into the functional module, the main prerequisite is you should know the process. You should have a knowledge or experience into that particular area. Sir, can I learn SAP SD? Yes, anybody can learn. So it's completely your personal interest, but it is a better for the people who is already have a good experience or knowledge into the particular business domain, right? Sales and distribution. Oh, sir, can I learn SAP FICO? Yes, anybody can learn. Nobody is going to stop you. It's completely your personal interest again. But if you do not have any knowledge in accounts, it will be very difficult for you, right? So anybody can learn functional modules, but it's good for the people who have experience into the business domain. Let's come to our technical modules. What is a technical modules? Basis. Basis is nothing but system administration. ABAP is nothing but a programming. HANA is nothing but a database and analytical appliance system. BW, it is nothing but OLAP system or business warehousing or data warehousing system. BOTS, business objects data services. It is nothing but a ETL tool, extraction, transformation, loading. I can get the data from any database system. I can send the data to any database system. That is called extraction, transformation, loading. BOBJ, business objects. Business objects is nothing but it is a reporting tool. It's like a group of tools again. So we can create a reports on this. So these technical modules, if you want to learn, you don't need to have any business knowledge. Do I need to know SD? No. MM? No, nothing. You need to learn how to work with these tools. That's knowledge is enough. Rest of things will be automatically going to learn a few like in a tables or few data like in a business process from SD or MM or any of these things, that is enough. This is a major difference in between technical modules and functional modules. Okay, so this is a like overall story of technical and functional modules. Let's go to the ERP system. What is the ERP system? Why we call it is a ERP? ERP system is nothing but it is an enterprise resource planning. It is a group of applications. So ERP contains all technical modules and functional modules. No, ERP contains all the functional modules because it is related to the business. We already said that it is a OLTP system. So let's talk about why SAP created so many functional modules. Why is it really required for any business? They created SD, MM, FICO, HR, then they created a PP, quality management, warehouse management, blah blah blah. So many things. Why SAP created these many softwares? Let's take about one particular example. Any business, for example, let's take Apple. Apple is producing iPhones and computers, Mac, right? Let's take about iPhone. Once Apple manufactured the iPhone, they're going to send this to the distributors. Then distributors send this to the retail shops. Retail shops start selling to the end customers, right? So Apple is going to introduce a iPhone, I think 12 very soon, right? Let's say iPhone 12 is introduced into the market. They already released. So whenever they release that, then the distributors they already sold out, because every time whenever iPhone release in the market, it is like a hot cake. Everyone purchase, like people who have a lot of money. Then they need more products. More products in the sense the distributor. A distributor is nothing but a customer to the Apple, and retailers is a customer to the distributor. There's a difference here. The difference in between here, it's very simple. I think we already discussed this one in a previous. It's Apple. Apple is a company. They want to send it to the distributors. Distributors send it to the retailers. Retailers send it to the selling the products to the customers. This is the end customer. End customer is a customer to the retailer. Retailer is a customer to the distributor. Distributor is a customer to the Apple, right? That is how the hierarchy will be there. The same way, what I'm going to talk about here is, so for example, there is a products are over. So this particular distributor is going to call to the Apple company. Let's say that they're going to call to the sales department. Hey, we sold out all the products and we're getting more orders. Can you please send us another like 10,000 phones? One particular, for example, Hyderabad Amirpet distributor is calling to the Apple company. So Apple company immediately what they're going to do? They're going to check to the inventory department. Hey, we got an order from Amirpet distributor. Do you have a stock? He's asking 10,000 products. Inventory department said, no, we do not have a stock. Otherwise, they said that we don't have any information. Then sales department is going to contact to the production planning. Hey, can you please manufacture 10,000 products? Production planning immediately going to contact again inventory. Hey, I got an order to manufacture the products 10,000. Do you have a raw material stock available? Then they say that there is no stock available. Then the production planning is going to contact to the vendors. Vendors are nothing but whoever is going to provide you raw materials. What is the raw material? Screen, batteries, chip, all the cables, then the frame of the phone, buttons. These are all the raw materials. The raw materials the vendors will provide. The vendor, they say that we need a 10,000 phones need to create. Can you please send us the raw material? Vendor is going to immediately send the raw materials to the production planning. The production planning department is going to send it to the factory. Factory is nothing but shop floor. For what? For execution of the products, like nothing but manufacture the product. Then the factory immediately is going to manufacture the product. For that, they need additional resources, nothing but they need more people. They're going to contact to the HR. HR says that, boss, I got to deliver 10,000 products. I needed two more employees. HR is going to provide this employees to them. Then the shop floor is going to done manufacturing the 10,000 products. They will give the information to the sales department. Hey, products are ready. The sales department and production planning, vendors, everyone is going to contact finance. For what? Sales department will say that we are selling the 10,000 products to the customer. This is Amirpet distributor. Get the money from him. It is called account receivable. Then the production planning is going to contact the finance department, and vendors are going to contact the finance department. Production planning says that we purchase the so and so product from this vendor, pay the amount to this vendor. Then vendor will contact, hey, I am the vendor, I supplied so and so raw material, please pay the amount to me. That is called account payable. Account receivable, account payable. So you're getting money from the distributor, paying to the vendors, paying to the employees, right? So the sales department immediately it's going to contact the customer. They deliver the products to the customer. If you observe very clearly here, what's exactly happening? This is a common for any business, not only for Apple. Even if you take it, for example, let's say pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals also it's going to be same. Like automobiles, same process. Take it any business, pharma, automobiles, like electronics, electrical, everything. What did you observe here? Here we can say it's a department. It is also department. It is also department, department, department. And we have vendors. And we have customer. These two people are outside people, but still they're involved in the business, in our business, right? So what do you mean here? What's exactly happening? In any company, there are departments. Each department is communicating with each other, right? Shop floor or production planning, they're contacting the sales. Sales, they're contacting the inventory, they're contacting the finance. And the factory people, they're contacting HR and the sales, right? Vendors also contacting to the finance. Each department is communicating with each other, right? For what? To run their business successfully. That's what exactly I'm explaining here. So any typical business enterprise, any typical business, they have a departments or business units. Each department continuously communicating and exchanging the data with each other. For what purpose? To successfully run any business, the communication and exchanging the data is very important within the department, right? Sometimes outside the people, vendors, outsources, customers also, right? So for this exchanging the data and communicating with each other, they need a software. That's the reason SAP build so many software. So why SAP build so many software? We're going to learn about this one. So what happens if they don't build these many softwares? Let's take the same example. If you don't have any softwares, like each and every company has one, each and every department has their own software, and they're communicating. Let's see, for example, customers. Okay, so it's very simple, guys. Any company required software. There are two types of softwares available in the market: decentralized system, centralized system. Decentralized, centralized. What is the difference? Centralized system is also called ERP. The difference is nothing but decentralized system. If you have in any company this type of system, the data maintained locally at individual department. Departments do not have access to other departments. So what does it mean? Let's take for example, a distributor is calling this time to the Apple sales department. Hey, I need 1 lakh phones, 1 lakh iPhones. Can you please urgent basis, because it is a Diwali, it's a festival in India, we are getting a lot of orders. Then we are running with a decentralized system. What is a decentralized system? Every department has their own data. They don't have access to other data. The sales department immediately needs to contact what? Inventory. But do they have inventory information? No. They have only sales information. Then they need to contact to the inventory section about the stock, because inventory data is available only in an inventory department. Sales data available only in a sales department. What in case inventory department is not available? They are in a meeting. They are in a meeting, or they're into like a business meetings for next 5 days. Then what happens? Sales department never get information, the stock availability or not. Then they can go back to say customer, can you please contact after 5 days? Customer will say after 5 days, festival get overs. Then we don't want your product, we're going to buy Samsung. Customer select another vendor. When the customer wants to sell some products, whether it is Apple or Samsung, it doesn't bother, because festival time anybody can purchase any products. So customer select another vendor. Customer selects another vendor, what happens? Apple lose the revenue and customer dissatisfaction. Hey, whenever I call sales department, they never give information here. They always take a lot of time. This is like a delay. I don't want to contact these people again. That's a dissatisfaction. They're never going to contact you back. That's a problem with the decentralized system. Decentralized system is nothing but the data is not available for everyone. They have to depend on the people. What about the solution for this? Centralized system. Centralized system is nothing but the data maintained at central location and shared and distributed with other departments. The same, for example, let's take the same scenario. The customer contact to the sales department, but we are running a centralized system. I don't need to contact to the inventory, no, because I can directly connect to the system. It is centralized enterprise management system, because every department data they're dumping into here. Every department data, even vendors also, right? So whenever they're dumping all the data here, there is no dependency into department to department, because it is a centralized. One place all the data is available. That is exactly what is the meaning of ERP. One place all the data is available. SD, MM, FICO, HR, PP, all the business data into one system is called centralized enterprise management system, right? This is called ERP. So anyone can understand what is a ERP based on this. Fine. So I'm going to stop it here. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and shoot it to me.